The CrossFit Open 2025 is officially in the books, and for some, it is just 3 workouts. For others, it is a great opportunity to understand where your fitness is at that point in time and ask the question, have I got any fitter than last time? For me, there was a number of wins out of this Open this year, but also there was a number of lows. So I want to go into what was good, what wasn't so good, and what I'm going to do differently this year to make improvements. So here it is, my open and honest review of my performance in the CrossFit Open 2025 this year. Let's get into it. So the Open finished around a month ago with the final scores being submitted and your final score put to the test of the world of where you come. Now, I went into this Open with high expectations of where my fitness was at and my ability to perform on the day. And I think the Open taught me actually where my fitness is at currently compared to where I expected to be at. They are 2 different things, and I learned that this year the hard way. Moving on into the workouts, let's go over the workouts and I'll give you my view on how I did. So 25.1, 3 simple movements: a hang, dumbbell clean and jerk, burpees over a dumbbell, and walking lunges. The dumbbell isn't too heavy, so this sort of workout should be very good for me. And whilst I did get a respectable score and my best score of the Open this year, it's normally a workout that I would do really well at and gain a lot of ground, because when the strength elements come up and get put to the test later on in the Open, these are the workouts that I normally fall short on. So I need to make up as much ground on these movements and these style of workouts where it's simple movements, more engine-based workouts. So whilst I did okay at this one and I got quite a respectable score, I really felt like I could have done better and I just didn't. So this workout was the start of the Open where I thought, actually, I don't think my fitness is where I need it to be. And I think from a execution point of view, I had a plan, I was consistent, and I moved as well as I could on the day. Lauren was very kind, so shout out to Lauren for staying after her class that she coached to judge me and then to make sure that I was able to get the workout done. This was done on a Sunday. So, I just don't think this one was the best of my ability on this workout. So 25.1, I did pretty well, but I could have done better. And I feel that this wasn't the best I had to give for this workout. I know I could do better, but on the day, that was the best I had. 25.2. This one hurt physically, mentally, and emotionally. It was a workout that I did back in 2022. And at that point in time, I was unable to complete it. Now, the final barbell in 2022 just got a little bit too much for me and I couldn't complete the reps that I needed to do. I couldn't lift the bar, basically. I got to a point where I started failing reps and ran out of time. So no matter how much I waited and rested, I just couldn't get the work done. This year, I went in thinking that was 3 years ago. I'm stronger, I should be fitter, and I should be able to complete this workout. That was my only intention. I don't really mind where I am compared to anyone else. I just wanted to get the workout finished. This was one of the workouts that I've done before that really did get to me, that I couldn't finish the workout because I think I'm able to. So 25.2 comes around. So I think redemption. I want to go in. I want to play to my strengths, do big sets from the start on the pull-ups, and I rolled the dice on that. I wanted to give myself as much time on that end bar. I can lift 60 kilogram thrusters now a lot easier than I could a couple of years ago. However, what happened in this workout was it took me too much effort really to get to that final bar. My heart rate had spiked by the time I got off the second thruster bar, which is the 50 kilogram thruster bar. And the bar muscle ups were hard, to say the least. There's a number of calamity of errors really in this workout I did. I wore a belt throughout the whole workout. I didn't need it until I got to the 60 kilogram bar. It restricted my movement on the bar muscle ups and it kept getting caught on the rig, which kind of annoyed me. I knew I was already up against it by this point. My heart rate was through the roof. And then I started struggling with bar muscle ups because my belt kept catching. That was annoying. I finally got to the 60 kilogram bar and I had probably enough time, but I tried to get my heart rate down. I just didn't have enough time to get it down where it needed to be. And then I got on the 60 kilogram bar, did a couple of reps, but it felt very heavy and it was taking me far too long to recover to pick the bar back up again. A better strategy would have been to go out a little bit more conservative at the beginning, breaking up the pull-ups, maybe even breaking up the thrusters more than I needed to. I think the first bar I did in 2 bigger sets, basically. Again, playing to my strengths, I rolled the dice on this. That was my strategy. Go out hard, give yourself the opportunity to spend more time on the final bar. But what I think would have been a better strategy is if I went out a little bit more conservative at the beginning. This would have saved me more time. And throughout the whole workout, my heart rate wouldn't have been so jacked. It wouldn't probably taken me so long to do the bar muscle ups. And I'm hoping that 60 kilogram bar would have been better. Worst case scenario, what I should have done is just go to singles. And actually what I did learn in the 25.3 workout is singles are very efficient if you can just keep moving that barbell. If you have to do sets of 3 or 4 on a thruster and it takes you another 15-20 seconds to pick the barbell back up, you've gained no time. All you've done is just do big sets and spike your heart rate. So I learned that in the next WOD. So this workout really did sting. I didn't retest it. My legs were battered. The DOMs I had from the thrusters were real. Come Monday, I could still hardly walk properly, let alone do a thruster. So I knew I couldn't do this workout again. I did it on the Friday night and I was thinking, well, if I'm going to do it, I could maybe repeat on a Monday. Definitely couldn't have done it. This workout I will complete. Mark my words. I will, if this is the only thing I ever end up doing now in CrossFit is to complete that workout. This is my new goal, to complete that workout, because I think I'm able. My fitness on the day just wasn't there and my strategy probably didn't play out. But I rolled the dice. I said that's what I was going to do. I'm happy that I backed myself to do it against other people's advice, maybe saying not. And to be fair, it was probably better advice. But sometimes you've got to learn the mistakes. You've got to back yourself where you can. And I thought playing to my strengths, i.e. pull-ups, light barbell thrusters, maybe even chest to bar, would gain me time. In reality, that probably wasn't a great plan. But I'm glad, like I said, I backed myself and did it. Just I probably wouldn't do that same strategy again next time. 25.3. This is a tale of 2 workouts for me. I did this in class on the Friday night and I went in hoping to do fairly well. This workout should be half decent for me. It's a moderate weight on the barbell and normally I'm okay with those. There's not enough reps to really impact me too much. The deadlifts are okay. The cleans not too bad of a weight and the snatches aren't too bad. I went out with a plan on my first attempt. Now, my plan was quickly proven to be incorrect, or maybe not incorrect, but I went wrong. Basically, I got off the rower, went straight over to the deadlifts quite confidently, thinking I'm just going to go in and pick the bar up. I had 3 manageable sets on the deadlifts. Now, the problem is I got through the first set, and then Adam said I had forgotten to do the wall walks. So I lost, I think, about 30 seconds, maybe a bit more, by walking over, doing some deadlifts, going to have to go back to the wall walks, do the wall walks and get back to the deadlifts. One win I have got from this is that I didn't lose my head. At this point, it could have been quite easy just to be like, oh, what's the point? But Adam, to be fair, the voice of reason, he said, stay calm, just carry on. You can't do anything about it now. And actually, those were quite wise words. If I was left to myself in that workout, I probably would have tried to make up the time and it would have went wrong. So I'm really happy that I did continue the workout. I knew how it felt. And actually, it wasn't too bad of a time, 17:39. So I got the workout done. I know that was my first effort to try and get that workout done. So I'm pretty happy that was the case. Now, I came back with 25.3 in my mind to try again. This workout didn't impact me so much that I couldn't retest it on the Monday, and that's exactly what I did. I looked back at the footage and I thought, even if I go the same speed, just do the workout as prescribed, I'm going to gain 30 odd seconds here. So I should get a better time, with my hope I could go sub 17 minutes. Now, I went in, I watched the video back, I had some clear milestones, some benchmarks, where I needed to be at what point in that workout to make sure I was staying ahead. And that was really good. It gave me the motivation and the confidence that I'm on the right path. I hit this workout fairly hard. I rode a lot better on the first row. I was a little bit more aggressive. I had planned breaks where I needed it. I broke the workout up in ways that I could keep moving, the deadlifts, manageable sets. When I got back onto the cleans, I had singles. The wall walks, actually, one thing I wasn't doing in the first workout was I was lowering myself down. That's a lot of time under tension. I was trying to get to the top of my wall walk and then kind of almost drop to my chest using as little effort as I could in my arms because I needed those for later on in the workout. And there's a lot of wall walks coming up. And then snatches, I tried to go touch and go. And the first effort I did to go touch and go, but all it did was jack my heart rate. And like I said, in the thruster workout, if I had known that, singles would have probably been a better option. So I think I did like one touch and go and then thought, no, this is going to spike my heart rate, and did singles the rest of the way, but made sure I followed the bar down, got my hands on the bar as quick as I could and got moving. And the final row was so much better. You know, when I saw the finish line in my head and I hadn't got that long to go, I really started to try and row quite hard. And I was really impressed with how my row held up compared to the first time round. So I almost shaved off 2 minutes, 15:43, I think, on this one. So I was really happy that I went in again. I had a great plan. I executed to the best of my ability, and that was a major win for me. I needed that little boost from the Open this year after a rough 2 workouts so far. So, in reflection, the Open this year, I probably didn't get to where I thought I could get, and I think my expectations I went in with was fairly high. However, the Open told me where I'm actually at with my fitness today. That said, if I look at my scores, I finished a respectable 135th in my age category, 35 to 39, in the UK. If I look at Europe, I finished 593rd in my age category. And in the worldwide ranking, 1,895th, which works out to be in the 92nd percentile in my age category. So going back old money, that would have got me into the top 10%, and I would have moved on to whatever the quarterfinals would have been that year. Clearly this year is not that case. But that was always a good benchmark to see where you could get. Now again, if I look at my scores, in previous years, I've got as high as the 96th percentile, but that was when things was in my way and there was no real heavy barbell. So I think I did pretty well on all the workouts. If I look back at the years where I've kind of fallen over, it's always the strength workout that's caught me out. So this year will be no different. Strength has to be one of the key priorities. One of the other things I learned this year was pacing. So in that second workout, pacing was clearly the strategy that I got wrong. And I think even if I didn't get any stronger, a better strategy and a better way to pace the workout would have meant that I could have went on a lot further on that final barbell and hopefully would have got that barbell completed. The work that I did do over the last year and over the last few years meant, if nothing else, I did get better than I did in the workout 3 years ago by 2 reps. But my expectations were that I should be a lot fitter and a lot stronger, and I should have completed it. But a better pacing strategy. So that's one of the things I need to learn. Not to go out too hot, to go slower at the earlier parts of the workout to make sure I can still remain consistent towards the end of the workout. Now, one thing that did help me was when I watched Justin Medeiros' attempt at the 25.2. He actually didn't do any better than he did 3 years ago. And he said something quite interesting and it made me feel a little bit bad. He basically said that this is just a test of where he is at this given moment in time. And he believes that he could do better in this workout, but on the day he gave it his all, and that's all he could come up with on that day. And actually, when you think about that, that's probably a fair statement, maybe from my Open experience this year. Whilst I believe I can perform better on some of these workouts, and I do think that if I retested the first one, now knowing what I could do, I could have a better score. I could do better in that workout. The 25.2, I think if I went in with a better strategy, I think I could get further into that workout, and I really do hope that I would be able to complete that workout. This is my lifelong mission now in CrossFit. If I only do one other thing, is to complete that workout. That is what I need to do in life to be happy. I'm joking, that's not all I need to do, but you get the point. This is my lifelong mission now to complete that workout. It's got me twice, there won't be a third time. So I'm going to work very hard on capacity in bar muscle ups. I'm going to work very hard in pacing and obviously trying to get stronger, because that highlighted some great things that I can work on there. But it did make me think, that Justin Medeiros' comment, that actually it's just a snapshot in time. And it does make you think about what you can do differently going forward. Now, I think leading up to the Open, I had spent a long time working on strength, and as a result, I didn't really worry too much about what I was eating. I was the heaviest I've been for a long time, and that clearly had a little bit of an impact on my fitness. Also, leading up to the Open this year, I had been unwell, and I think did half the world have a cold for a long period of time. We did turf games recently, and during workouts where I got a rest, I would have to blow my nose. So it was not ideal from a fitness point of view, and I had probably had a solid period of maybe a month with infrequent training and not to the level that I was used to leading up to that. So I got to take all this into context. Whilst I could beat myself up about maybe not doing the best ever that I've done in the Open, I also have to remind myself of the circumstances around the Open, what I was going through at the time, how my body was responding coming off the cold, my diet, all that sort of stuff. So actually, whilst this wasn't the scores I expected, it was probably a true reflection of my fitness and my ability at that time. And like I said, fast forward 6 months' time with a solid base of fitness again and working on some strength stuff, I'm pretty sure I could beat all of those workouts. So that's really my review. I think this year it did show me a lot of things I need to work on. It has opened my eyes up to maybe different things like strategy and pacing and things like that maybe I took for granted previously about how to approach a workout. So I think going forward, I will be very happy if I can just keep consistent, do the same as I did this year, and really hit the ground running for next 2026 Open. With that said, it would be rude not to put some marks in the sand of where my expectations were. So I think I gave you some numbers earlier on: 135th in my age group in the UK, 593rd in Europe in my age group, and I think 1895, did I say, in the worldwide age group. So here's my line in the sand for next year. I would like to be top 100 in my age group in the UK. I would like to be top 500 in Europe in my age group, and I'd like to be in the top 1,000 in my age group worldwide. So there it is. Numbers are out there now. They're in the ether. You have to manifest these things, and I'll be working hard over the next year to try and make that happen. I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. It was an honest reflection of my Open, and I hope you can take some comfort if your Open didn't go as well as expected or intended this year. It doesn't always go that way, but what it does do is give you great opportunity to learn from those areas that we could improve on. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Thanks again for watching. One thing I am terrible at is asking you to like and subscribe to this channel. So it really does help my channel grow if you do, and if you've enjoyed this content, I will try and publish more like this CrossFit Open stuff and CrossFit workout stuff going forward. Obviously, that is main thing that I like to do on this channel. If you could subscribe, that would be amazing. And also, if you could like this video if you enjoyed it, that would be great too. Thanks again for watching. I will catch you all in the next one. Hope you're all well.